Welcome back to the What Is channel. Today, we're tackling a topic that is either the most important question in human history, or the reason you've been blocked by your uncle on Facebook. We're asking, what is a god? No, seriously, if you look up the dictionary definition, it's remarkably unhelpful. It'll tell you a god is a superhuman being or spirit worshipped as having power over nature or human fortunes, which by that definition describes both the almighty creator of the universe and most professional athletes during a playoff run. To understand what a god actually is, we have to look past the stained glass and the lightning bolts and look at why we started inventing or discovering them in the first place. Roughly 50,000 years ago, humans developed a very annoying habit. We started asking why. Why did the sun go down? Why did the volcano melt the village? Why did Steve get struck by lightning when he was just minding his own business? Early humans were great at pattern recognition, but we lacked the scientific method. So, we filled the gaps with personalities. This is called animism. To an early human, the river wasn't just H2O moving downhill. The river was a guy, and that guy was grumpy today. If you wanted to cross the river, you didn't need a bridge. You needed to apologize to the guy. As societies got bigger, the guys got bigger. We moved into polytheism. This is where gods became a specialized workforce. You had a god for the harvest, a god for war, a god for beauty, and usually a god for wine and parties. Looking at you, Dionysus. The Greek and Roman gods were basically just humans with the volume turned up to 11. They were immortal and powerful, yes, but they were also petty, jealous, and frequently made terrible romantic decisions. In this era, a god was essentially a celebrity with a superpower. You didn't necessarily love them, you managed them. You gave them a goat so they wouldn't burn your crops. It was a cosmic protection racket. But then, the definition shifted. Around 3,000 years ago, a new idea started trending: monotheism. Instead of a fleet of temperamental managers, there was now one CEO. And this god wasn't just stronger than a human. This god was categorically different. Philosophers started using what we call the omni-words. Omnipotent, all-powerful, omniscient, all-knowing, omnibenevolent, all-good, and omnipresent everywhere at once, which makes privacy a bit of a challenge. In this framework, a god isn't just a superhuman. A god is the ground of being, the unmoved mover, the programmer who wrote the source code for reality. If the Greek gods were characters in a video game, the monotheistic god is the console itself. This created a bit of a logical headache for philosophers, known as the problem of evil. If God is all-powerful and all-good, why is there, everything bad? This resulted in centuries of Theology, which is essentially the world's longest and most complex customer service interaction, where the representative explains that your suffering is actually part of a very sophisticated update you don't understand yet. But let's pivot for a second. What if we strip away the religion and look at the functional definition of a god? If an alien species landed tomorrow and could heal any disease with a thought, create planets from stardust, and live for 1 billion years, would they be gods? To a first-century peasant, a man with a smartphone would be a god. To a 21st century human, a being that can manipulate the laws of physics is a god. Arthur C. Clarke famously said, "Any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic." We might add, any sufficiently powerful being is indistinguishable from a deity. This brings us to the modern, secular definitions. Some people argue that we haven't stopped worshipping gods. We just changed their names. We have the market, an invisible, all-powerful force that dictates our fortunes and requires sacrifices of time and labor. We have the algorithm, a mysterious entity that knows our deepest desires and decides what we see and think. Hell, some physicists even flirt with simulation theory, which suggests we are living inside a massive computer program. In that scenario, God is just some guy named Kevin in the year 40,000 who is running a history simulation for his thesis project. Kevin is omnipotent and omniscient regarding our world, but he might also be failing his midterm. So, what is a God? Is it a literal creator? Is it a psychological projection of our own shadows and aspirations? Or is it simply a placeholder for the things we don't understand yet? Theologically, a God is the ultimate why. Sociologically, a God is a who, a way to turn the cold, indifferent laws of the universe into a relationship. Throughout history, we have used the concept of God to justify wars, but also to build cathedrals of art and music. We've used it to oppress, and also to find the courage to stand up to oppressors. Whether you believe in a literal divine being, a cosmic energy, or just the cold, hard facts of physics, the concept of God is the mirror we hold up to ourselves. When we define God, we are really defining our own values, our own fears, and our own hopes for what lies beyond the horizon of our knowledge. In the end, maybe a God is simply the name we give to the mystery that remains when the lights go out and we realize just how small we are in a very, very big universe. But hey, that's just one perspective. What do you think? Is a God a person, a force, or just a really good explanation for why lightning happens? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the divine, make sure to hit that like button. It helps the algorithm, our current digital deity, smile upon us. Don't forget to subscribe to What Is for more explorations into the big questions that keep us all up at night. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.